and Otter Lake, 8-year-old boy's thoughts for peace after war and happiness at Christmas. On a crisp and dreary November 11th day back in 1973, I spent the morning thinking about the world wars and how our soldiers from those times fought in the battlegrounds of Europe and Asia to permit the freedoms I enjoy because of their great sacrifice. I understood the harshness of war because stories of those sad times were shared with me and my siblings, from our parents, our grandmothers, our aunts, uncles, and cousins. Some of these relatives were part of the war effort both here in Canada and abroad. Their tales, though sad and vivid, were the reality of war. However, on that day, when I sat alone in our basement in front of the old manual typewriter, I decided that I wanted to create something special to remember November 11th, but I also wanted to craft something that included hope for the future. I chose to write a short script for a play, one that happened during World War II, but had a focus on the peace and joy of Christmas. I put together Make Peace at Christmas. I hope you will enjoy this presentation, which I have prepared using the script that I wrote when I was an 8-year-old boy, the boy from Otter Lake.
Greetings everyone, I am the narrator. I am happy to present to you Make Peace at Christmas, a Christmas play, written by Rick J.M. Gauthier. The characters imagined by the author are a mother, a kind and wise German lady, a girl, Christina, a young German girl of about age 7. She lives in a small cottage at the edge of the forest with her mother. 3 American soldiers, Jim, Robin, and Harry. Harry is wounded. There are equally 3 German soldiers, a German corporal, Heinz, and Willie. It is a cold winter's night. The setting is Western Germany on the outskirts of a small village. At the edge of the forest, there is but one small, humble cabin, the family cottage. In this place live a mother and father, and their daughter Christina. Christina's father is a soldier, and he is away in battle. Christina and her mother are alone. It is Christmas Eve, and they are alone. The wind outside is fierce and blowing newly fallen snow in every direction. The sound of gunshots and bombing can be heard overhead. As we begin, we are taken inside the cottage to its living area. The shared kitchen and living room contains meager items to include a table, 4 chairs, a daybed, a tall wooden cupboard, and a small wood stove. Upon the table is an old-fashioned crank record player. The girl is listening to a Christmas carol being played on that record player. She is dancing merrily around the room, while her mother is seated in a rocking chair by the stove. The mother is knitting something new. She is making a Christmas gift for her husband. From long, long ago, there is a legend that has been with us since the very first Christmas. That legend, as it is told, says that during Christmas time, peace must prevail. Let there be peace made at Christmas. From a frosted living room window, the brilliant star of Bethlehem can be seen high in the sky. On this particular Christmas Eve, it is said that during the Second World War, this star on this night was the most clear, the brightest that it ever was, especially when 3 American soldiers and 3 German soldiers made peace at Christmas.
Mother, are you not glad that Christmas has finally come?
Yes, Christina, but I wish it would be celebrated in a more peaceful fashion.
The mother turns her head and whispers to herself.
Oh Lord, why have a bloody war?
Suddenly there is a knock at the door.
Mother, I am frightened. Who can it be?
Christina quickly rushes towards her mother. Christina's mother hugs her daughter briefly and then rushes to shut off the music and blow out the candles.
Please be quiet, Christina.
The knocking continues. The mother quietly scampers to the door, slowly opens it, and sees American soldiers. One of them seems to have been shot and is bleeding. He is being helped by his comrades.
Yes, good evening to you. Can I help you, comrades?
Good evening, good lady. My name is Jim Brown. Our friend is badly wounded.
Jim opens his comrade's long army parka to better reveal a bullet wound and a slow trickle of warm blood running down his friend's thigh.
Harry here needs rest, medication, and attention to that wound. We have been on the march for 3 weeks and have lost our way. We were hoping to find shelter because we are both hungry and tired. Can you help us?
Showing deep empathy and concern, the kind German woman motions for the Americans to enter the cottage. After closing the door, she swiftly relights the candles. Upon sensing that the men were uneasy, she says,
Please do come in. It is cold outside. No one needs to be out there on this cold Christmas Eve.
Meanwhile, Christina rushes towards the table and pulls out some chairs. She turns to Robin, one of the American soldiers, and offers,
Mister, would you like to take a seat? Here, gentlemen, you may sit here in these chairs. Your friend may lay down there on that daybed along the wall on the other side of the table.
Thank you. You are so kind.
The two soldiers take off their coats and helmets and help move their friend Harry towards the bed. Harry sits, and they shift his legs up so that he may lie down. Having their friends settled, they drag two of the humble wooden kitchen chairs toward the bed on the other side of the table and then sit trying to make themselves comfortable.
Christina, hurry and fetch some potatoes and bring the duck. We must prepare a warm meal for our guests.
Right away, Mother.
Christina exits the room as she descends a short flight of stairs to a wood cellar below the cottage.
Now, gentlemen, if you wish, you may gather around the stove to keep yourselves warm. The meal will be ready shortly. Christina and I will prepare some potatoes and warm the duck I had roasted earlier this morning.
Christina hops up the stairs from the cellar. She is grasping tightly a small basket of potatoes in one hand and an oval ceramic platter holding a small roasted duck in the other. Christina approaches her mother and gives the requested items to her. The mother looks towards the soldiers and states,
Well, men, the duck is small, but it will do. I was keeping it for when my husband returned on New Year's Eve. But it is of necessity now.
Please,
Shriver, Mrs. Shriver.
Mrs. Shriver, let me help you. We mean to cause no burden. My name is Robin. Really, it would be my pleasure to help you.
Robin quickly grabs a paring knife and starts peeling some potatoes. Meanwhile, as Mrs. Shriver and Robin start to prepare the meal, Jim puts his attention back upon his friend and tries to comfort his troop member Harry, who is feeling weak from blood loss. Christina grabs some dishes and starts setting the table, while saying to herself,
Knives go on the right and forks go on the left.
Suddenly, another sudden sharp knock is heard at the door. As panic builds in everyone's hearts, Mrs. Shriver slowly approaches the door, opens it, and looks out to find a German corporal and two German soldiers waiting at the door.
Frohe Weihnachten, junger Mann.
Frohe Weihnachten. Hello to you this evening. Merry Christmas, madam.
Sir, is there something wrong, Corporal?
No, madam, but we have lost our regiment and would like to wait here until daylight. Can we rest here in your home?
Fear rose up within the mother's face, but she tried to remain calm. She tried not to panic.
Of course, but we have 3 other guests whom you may not call friends staying here with us.
Who? American soldiers?
The traitors. The swines.
Listen here. This is Christmas Eve, and there will be no shooting here. There will be no fighting. There will be no war. You could be my sons, all of you, and so would these 3 men in there. All of them. A young man with a gunshot wound is fighting for his life. His 2 friends are lost like you are, and just as hungry and exhausted as you are. Take this night, this Christmas night, and let us forget about killing.
Corporal, she is hiding American soldiers in her home.
Calm down, Heinz.
Quiet. That is enough talking. Put your weapons on the woodpile and hurry inside before the others eat the dinner.
Mrs. Shriver opens the door more widely and offers to Jim.
We have more friends who have arrived. Please give me your weapons.
Jim takes his colleague's guns and his own rifle and gives them to Mrs. Shriver. She puts all of the firearms on the woodpile with the ones left there by the Germans. She turns to the German corporal and welcomes.
Please come in. Welcome to you.
With everyone working together, both Germans and Americans, the table gets set with the meager meal ready to be served. Everyone moves their chairs towards the table and sits. The exception is Christina, who takes a damp cloth over to Harry where he remains laying on the bed. She kneels down and leans in towards Harry. She softly wipes Harry's forehead. Tears drip down from her eyes. Heinz, a German medic, while watching Christina care for Harry, offers.
Please, before the war, I was studying to be a doctor for a few years. I can help him.
Heinz gets up from the table, walks over to Harry and Christina, equally kneels down beside the injured man, and examines the wound.
That bullet must come out.
Do you know how?
Yes, my friend, I have experience. Please, we will need a few items. Bring me bandages, a good sharp knife, and some hot water for sterilization.
Mrs. Shriver pushes herself up from the table and rushes quickly towards a cabinet above the kitchen sink. she retrieves a bundle of bandages. She slides open a kitchen drawer and grasps a sharp knife. Finally, she grabs the hot kettle of water from the wood stove that had been heating to make tea. She brings all of these things to Heinz.
Here, sir, please proceed.
After pushing aside a small ashtray that was left upon a humble wooden stool beside the bed, Heinz now sets the things there, ready for use. Silence befell the room. Heinz uses the hot water to sterilize the knife, uses a hot, dampened cloth to clean the wound, and then uses the knife to open up the aperture to search for the bullet casing hidden somewhere deep within the man's flesh. After a little while, the sound of a bullet is heard being dropped into a tin ashtray.
It is done. He needs to rest and needs nourishment.
Heinz gets up, washes his hands again in the hot water, moves to the table, and then sits there with the others.
Come, all of you must eat. I will take care of the lad for now.
After everyone, Harry the exception moves to the little table and sits down. Mrs. Shriver blesses herself, looks up, and the rest follow and bless themselves.
O Lord, on the day of your birth, bless us who are gathered around this humble table to receive the food you have provided. Amen.
Amen.
As Christina and the soldiers start to put some sliced duck and boiled potatoes upon their plates to share in a Christmas Eve meal, Mrs. Shriver gets up from the table, breaks off some bread from the loaf, and dips it into some broth. After putting it on a plate, she takes it to Harry and then slowly feeds the tired and hungry American soldier. Soon, as they were all eating quietly, the mantel clock begins to strike midnight.
Oh, it's midnight. Come to the window.
The group of newly acquainted friends all raise up and gather around the cabin window. Through the window, they are all amazed by a sparkling golden stream of light.
Oh, joy. Look, it's the Star of Bethlehem. Oh, Lord, thank you.
The shining light of the Christmas star fills each teary-eyed individual with peace and hope.
Let us all make peace at Christmas.
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 The end.
Oh, what joy! I love Christmas. Right now, today, this moment is the perfect time to start one's shopping and get into the spirit of the holiday. As we all start to dream of the sights, sounds, and smells that Christmas time has to offer, why not think about getting the perfect gift, a collection of short stories for your loved ones? Both collections, Little Ricky the Boy from Otter Lake and Little Ricky the Lad from Otter Lake Adolescent Adventures, are now on sale on both Amazon and Kobo. Amazon offers all 24 heartwarming Little Ricky stories sold individually, or they can be purchased in 2 full collections of 12 stories each. Kobo sells these same touching stories in audiobook format. Fall in love with Little Ricky this Christmas season. Give the love of Little Ricky to those you hold dear. The crowning stories, the 12th story of each collection, are the Christmas stories. Fall in love with Little Ricky this holiday season and make these 2 charming stories your new Christmas classics. The best Christmas gift is love. In December 1979, practically everyone embraced the upcoming holidays with excited anticipation and joy. Even English classes at Victoria Avenue High School get transformed by a brilliant teacher, Mrs. Helen Duquette, so that all of her students fall in love with Christmas. This beloved teacher introduces her pupils to several Christmas-themed literary works, but it is the one she loves most that inspires her flock. With appreciation and love for this teacher, Ricky bestows a Christmas gift to her that only an English teacher could treasure most. As the days of December pass by quickly, leading up to the big day, it seems several Christmas secrets are kept within the Gauthier homestead. When these Christmas secrets get revealed, the only fact that is proved correct is that the best gift for Christmas is the gift of love. One of the gems from Little Ricky, the lad from Otter Lake Adolescent Adventures. Selling on Amazon and Kobo, A Child's Magic Christmas is drawing near, and a little child named Ricky becomes immersed in the special activities of the last few days before the big day. This special festive time of year is shared by him with both family and friends, but the most special thing of all is that he discovers the true secret of Santa Claus. One of the gems from Little Ricky, the boy from Otter Lake, selling on Amazon and Kobo.
Happy holidays, everyone! Hopefully you'll consider bringing Little Ricky home for Christmas. Little Ricky the boy, or Little Ricky the lad, is currently on sale on Amazon and Kobo.